Now who wanna move close enough? Now who wanna move out of? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we got 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and
What's up, everybody?
Man, how we doing today? How we doing today, chat?
Doing pretty good, man. Bengals and Brews on a Victory Tuesday because we're all fucking lazy and didn't do the show yesterday. So here we are. It's Tuesday. Victory Monday was a hell of a good time. Going in there to work was much better after a win. I don't know about you, Greg, how your job worked out, but mine was great because the security fuckers with their fucking Raiders and their Steelers goddamn fans and Philadelphia and whoever the fuck they are can fuck her off because the Bengals figured it out. Looks like the defense is getting better while the offense is not.
What's going on here, Chop? Is it musical chairs or something? Do they like, okay, we take the day off this week, you guys work. Is it like, do they each take turns? I don't know.
Hey, Greg, let me tell you something. I took a screenshot of it, man. I took a Facebook poll. You might have seen it right after the game. Did. And it gave us choices. It says, how you feeling after the win? How do you feel about the Bengals now? You just watched them beat the damn New York football Giants. How you feel now? And so the answers were the best one. I mean, it's on a scale of fucked up to destiny year. And in between, we got way better and meh. Yeah. Now, I know how I felt, Greg. When you voted, did you vote on this poll?
I don't think I did, but I've seen the poll.
Cocksucker, what kind of friend are you? You don't even vote on the polls I put up on Twitter, man.
You had 248 votes. You didn't need my vote. My vote wouldn't have mattered because I would have said excited in the outcome of the vote.
There's no excited choice. It's destiny year, way better, meh, or fuck still.
I know it was meh.
Meh's the winner, and that's how I feel after the win. I don't know about you, Greg, but I felt good about getting that win because, to get to 14 and what is it? 14-4. What? 14-3. No, we can't be 14-3.
13-4.
13-4. You have to win that one. All right.
Hey, so, you know what? Hey, Chop. Look, here's the thing. Oh my gosh, look what we have here, Chop. Our buddy Kieran. Hey, Kieran, it's going out nicely. It's going out nicely. Hey, beard. We've won 2 out of 3 with the beard, so I'll keep it going.
That beard's like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, it is.
Kieran tuned in. Just a lot of people here tuned in to see the beard. Matt, Chris, Marshall, Stranger, Jerome's here to see the beard. Tina's always here. Nice to see it. Look, Darth even fucking heard about the beard. Kieran probably called his ass.
Yes, he did.
Ross and some guy named StreamYard.
Yes, exactly. But
appreciate you guys joining us.
But Chop, here's the thing. I think for my sake, I'm just so happy to get the win. I just love that winning feeling, man. We've only got spirits at once. I just want to intoxicate myself with the winning. Well, I understand the whole man thing. I get that. I'm just happy right now, man. I just want to be happy. Yeah. I was so happy. Oh, go ahead.
You also bought a sweet ass shirt from the Chop Shop that you can't wear unless we have a Victory Monday.
Exactly. And I wore that to work. And man, sweet victory. I play it on Instagram every time. I love that shirt. Go buy it at Chop Shop right now. And you know what else you need to buy while you're going to Chop Shop? Midwest Best Barbecue. God damn it.
That's way over in the corner.
And 50 West Beer, proud sponsors of the show.
If you are wearing one of the Chop Shop shirts and you walk into any of those 2 establishments and they identify you as wearing a Chop Shop shirt, you will fucking save $0. But you'll look good as fuck going in there and getting your grub.
Exactly. So, Chop, let's start out with the game here. It was going to be a back-and-forth game. All of a sudden, man, 3rd and 18. You have all the receivers lined up on that side. Everybody's looking on that side, watching the receivers. All of a sudden, number 9, Joe Burrow goes. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on here? He's running. 47-yard touchdown. Hey, Chop, you know how they were talking about how look at Daniel Jones from his ACL injury. Well, how about Joe Burrow from his ACL injury? All the injuries he suffered, he's still. Yeah.
How many yards? Daniel Jones got like over 50 yards though, didn't he?
Yeah, he got over 50 yards. No, Joe Burrow had a 47-yard touchdown run. I have to look that up. But
Joe said he had a longer one in Pee Wee football, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't he say like elementary school?
He did say elementary school.
They were like, "Is that the longest run?" He was like, "Well, in elementary school, I had like a 76-yarder."
Daniel Jones 56 yards rushing. Joe Burrow on 4 attempts had 55 yards rushing. It took Daniel Jones just to get one more yard, 11 attempts. So suck it, Daniel Jones.
See, industries tell you, man, that beard is what was behind. He ran the fastest he's ever been clocked, like 19-something miles an hour. You know what's pushing him? The beard.
Yes, it is. And Kieran, I'm sorry, no free wings, Kieran.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kieran. But it would be nice, though. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, like I say, Chop, it looks like the defense and offense switch sides, but, you know, it is what it is. This is where we kind of need Dale here to go through game by game. But, yeah, the touchdown we needed, you know, defense played so much well. How about this, Chop? Should we start with game balls?
We can.
Let's do that, Chop. I'll let you go first on the offense.
Don't make me go first. I'm looking up the game stats so that we can go over them here in a minute.
Okay, all right. I'll start with my game ball. Let's go with the offense. Let's go Joe Burrow. He deserves it. Game ball, 47 yards. Was it like the game last week? No, but he did a good job. Kept us in play. You know, still had over 200 yards passing in that 47-yard run. Gets my game ball.
I think my game ball is going to go to Chase Brown because this dude is emerging as our number one running back, and he had a great game. And I know there's a lot of controversy on fucking Twitter about whether he should have took a knee or just went ahead and ran the ball in and let the clock down. I know Willie Lutz was on there like saying that the Giants had a timeout. I didn't go back and look. If they had a timeout, yeah, getting in the end zone is probably the best idea.
Yeah.
This is what I would say. I would say like taking a knee, yeah, you get the win. This is what I told Santori because he was on Twitter talking about how, you know, he should take the knee or whatever. And, you know, he's a numbers guy. Santori's a numbers guy. So he's like, your win percentage at that point, if you take a knee, the win percentage is 100. The win percentage is like 1.5% if you don't take a knee. So the smart thing to do would be to take a knee because it's 1.5% less chance that they win the game. But like I told Santori, also taking a knee doesn't move my needle, you know, little chop. You run that touchdown in, boom, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Nobody gets up out the chair, yells and cheers at the TV for someone taking a fucking knee.
You know,
it could happen, but not usually.
I agree with that. No, taking the knee would have been the smart thing to do. But I mean, look at it this way. What if you try to kneel the ball? Oh, he fumbled the snap and all that. I mean, like I say, I get it. It would have sealed the game. But man, I was just so happy. I mean, the chances of that happening, normally I'm a play it safe person. But I mean, I said to myself also, when that Giants kick was going for the kick, they're like, oh, this is a new placeholder. He just got in. I'm like, dude, he's going to shank it. He shanked it twice. So I really wasn't worried about it. But yes, it would have been the smart thing to kneel the ball to secure the game. But I just wanted that touchdown, man.
And not only did that guy suck, but like the punting in that, not the whole state because you got Buffalo, but like in New York City, the punting is horrid because last night the Jets punters sucked too, man. I think that New York is looking for kicker. I think that New York's looking for 2 new kickers.
Yeah, I think they are, buddy. And another thing here, yes, the Eagles game, it was announced. Chop, I don't know if you heard or not.
I saw it, man. I got to tell you, I'm lightweight pissed because I literally picked up a 4-hour shift that night before that I would not have picked up there, NFL, had I known it's a fucking 1:00 game, you sons of bitches. That's why it's the goddamn NFL against the goddamn Cincinnati Bengals all the time. They're trying to fuck us over.
It is. No, it really is.
Don't worry. Greg,
I was looking forward to that 4:30 game. I was looking forward to it myself, Chop. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, and not only that, but, you know, and it's nice in the evening, you know, to be there. It's starting to get dark, whatever. Right. It's nice. I mean, now our goddamn – look, man, let me just go off subject here and bitch a little bit about the Eagles game and the whiteout. That's the stupidest fucking game they could have picked for the whiteout, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's just all right.
Yes.
So, first of all, on that whiteout game, hold on a minute. Go ahead, Greg. I'll be right back.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Like I say, I get it. It's because the Bengals' bad record. But, I mean, that game is a whiteout game. That game was planned for that. It's just – and I don't like the whole rescheduling thing personally because that could mess up with a lot of people's schedules a week in advance. That's not fair to others. So I totally get why others are ticked off because of the whole rescheduling thing. Unfortunately, this is the NFL now. They get to pick and choose which games. But, no, I am not for this at all. I think – because, like I say, that messes up a lot of people's schedules a week and a half advance. So, yeah, I totally agree. I totally see how people are ticked off over this.
I got distracted in a good way. But anyway.
Okay.
Things are looking good, Greg. Anyway. Okay, back to my fucking rant on the whiteout from this game in particular. First of all, it's a whiteout game, right? And it's their one breast cancer awareness game, isn't it? It's got to be breast cancer awareness because that's this month, and this is the last game, home game in October, right? Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, everybody wear pink to the whiteout game. Wear pink to support breast cancer awareness to the whiteout game. What the fuck, man? I went and got this. I got a fucking brand new hat just for the game, and it's a whiteout game. And the second thing is, this is the game that's closest to Halloween that's in October. So a lot of people like to go. You've been to the games, Greg. On a Halloween game, a lot of people like to dress up.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the super fans like Bengals captain. And
no, I get what you're saying.
Houday Baby and the Jesus guy that's over there at Bengals,
right?
Brook, whatever it is. But it's all white now.
Uh-oh.
So that being said, I'll probably dress up as Ocho Cinco again because that's my white outfit. Hey!
Had to put a different computer on.
Well, I was going to say, motherfucker, don't be making me and Greg puss out on a show Monday. Come on here Tuesday so we can wait for Dale, and then Dale's like, my computer.
Well, Dale,
see, look, it's not turning on. I'm holding the button.
Oh, is it plugged in? I don't see a cord. Oh yeah, it is plugged in. And it's even on. That's
liking the hat though. Hey, I love the hat though, buddy. Love the awesome 50 West hat, buddy.
Yeah, shout out 50 West. Hey, we won, guys. 17-7.
I know we did.
The defense, we didn't have that on our bingo card. I said 35-24. If we held them to 24, I'd be like, hey, defense is progress. We held them to 7 points.
Yeah,
7.
man. So, this defense still sucks, Dale. We almost had a shutout, and they were not able to seal the fucking deal. Where the fuck is our defense?
So, Dale, to fill you in, me and Chap were giving game balls. I gave it to – we start out with offense.
Offense.
I gave Burrow. He gave Chase Brown. Do you have anybody on offense you want to give a game ball to?
Yeah, Ted Karras. Because he had an 82.8 pass blocking grade, and he was in there battling with Dexter Lawrence most of the game. So Dexter Lawrence is a stud. He was dominant in the run game. Hell of a player. Wish we had a Dexter Lawrence. But I will say, Ted Karras, he held his own in there. So good for Ted. Much needed, because if we wouldn't have held our own on the interior, the Azeez Ojulari and Brian Burns on the outside was getting a lot of pressure. So they at least held Dexter Lawrence in check. And Ted Karras, you get a game ball.
Hey, I might change mine, man. That's a good game ball.
That's a good one, man.
His grade was so high. It was hard to tell. I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't watch all those individual people, but Joe is getting his ass kicked quite a few plays. So that's good to hear that Ted Karras. I mean, if he doesn't get that 80-something against Dexter Lawrence, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Joe is already getting fucking mishandled in the backfield. But
now I will say, obviously he matches up with the guards as well. Volson held up well. But his pass block grade was only a 58, and then Kappa's was only a 55.7. So when Lawrence was more with the guards, but I know Ted gave a lot of help and was in there doing what he could to help on the interior, and the grade reflected that. So the guard's still a little tough on the guard grades there, and Dexter Lawrence is a stud, but I think he's going to cause everybody problems, not just our interior guys. But it's good to see Ted do that, and I'll give another one. No one gave one to T. Higgins yet, did they?
No, but that's a good one.
Yeah, 7 targets, 7 catches, 77 yards, all coming up sevens for T. Higgins. He had a great game, and I mean the way he was catching the ball Just like he's got such strong hands, and now he's added to his game a little more like nastiness. After he catches the ball, he's trying to gain extra yards, which always scares me that they're going to fumble, especially their secondary had knocked 3 out previously on fumbles. But, yeah, I thought T. Higgins had a hell of a game and looks really good and continues to make me want to bang that drum for sign him, find a way.
First of all, that's never going to happen. Second of all, maybe I'm just thinking here. I'm brainstorming while we're here live on the show. Is that the charity that we're part of, Project Game Day? Why can't we just branch off and maybe raise money to pay T?
Yes.
Would that work? Can we do that?
We all chip in enough.
Let's call Bill
Gates. I mean, if everybody just bumps it up $1 and does it at minimum $6 donation instead of the $5 donation. Well, by the way, Dale, I fucking paid my money and I got no email yet. I didn't check today.
Well, I sent you one there, buddy.
I got one today.
You can't even bitch because I sent it this morning.
I got one.
Right. I just woke up. I didn't check my email. So good. So while we're talking about it, though, it's a little off subject, but $5, you're going to get the best draft guide. I swear to God. I promise you. If it ain't the best draft guide you ever had, I'll give you a hand job in lot 1. Seriously.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't lose there. But I will say this: Taylor says I know we're gonna recap the Giants game more than anything today, but you're always looking ahead to your next opponent. Yeah. It's the Browns in Cleveland. The line jumped from 3.5 to 6.5, and that's news to talk about. They traded Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills. Didn't necessarily see. I mean, I seen Cooper getting traded. Didn't necessarily see the Bills, but it makes a ton of sense. The Bills are a team that could use another wide receiver, obviously. Losing Stephon Diggs this past year, they've got like Keon Coleman that they brought in as a rookie. But to get a veteran guy in there, and Amari Cooper's probably going to play well because he's going to be thrilled to get the hell out of Cleveland and not have Deshaun Watson throwing in the ball. But that's kind of crazy that the line jumped that much.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine being a Cleveland fan? All that bullshit you had to put up with Deshaun Watson. Now they get rid of your wide receiver.
Yeah, well, hey, Myles Garrett. Hey, hopefully they get rid of Myles Garrett before the game also. Probably not going to happen.
I hope that the Myles Garrett, they get rid of him. He comes out and peels off that Browns jersey and puts on one of ours.
He's got a super chat from Dustin Croft here, $5. Appreciate you, brother.
Dustin Croft.
Asking about my evaluation of McKinley Jackson. That first step is going to make me run in the streets of Salt Lake City, butt-ass naked, enjoy. Yeah, he got it was 20-some snaps. I don't know the exact number, but more than I thought he would get, honestly, in just his second game back, missing all of the preseason. And he showed that quick first step. And he's pretty good in the run. Now, he's always labeled as a nose tackle. He is stout in the run game, but he's got that, that low center of gravity, that quick first step, so he can give you some pass rush juice. He's not always going to get there, but he's going to get you some initial pressure that will help everybody else and make the quarterback think twice. So, definitely a fan of McKinley Jackson. I'll be honest, I was a little on the fence with him. We always said he's the second nose tackle type in this draft beyond the big dude from Texas. Yeah, Sweat.
Devontae Sweat, is that right?
Devondre
Sweat. Yeah.
But so McKinley Jackson, it was a good pick, right? I kind of thought maybe more 4th round guy, but you took him at the end of the 3rd with a comp pick. That's basically a 4th round pick. And early dividends are looking great. Yeah, we weren't going to have that pick, but they had to reevaluate the formula with the Jesse Bates, and we were able to get that still. So huge that it ends up being a guy like that. And just the D-line in general, while we're talking about it, so refreshing to have, a bunch of guys rotating in and out. They played like 8 guys, 20-plus snaps. It's just crazy to have that number. So, like, Chris Jenkins played 39 snaps, Rankins 42, Hendrickson played 47, Murphy 32, Osai 40, Hubbard 39, McKinley Jackson 21. So you've got all those guys just rotating in and out, and that keeps everybody fresh. Yeah. So even if you're not maybe the best pass rushers in the world, if you're fresh throughout the game, that can only help you, right? Because that offensive line's playing all game. And they just got bodies rotating in and out at them, and they've been playing all game. Well, that D-line is a lot fresher, and they're able to go in there and make some plays and get a stop when it mattered, which, I mean, we could have won a lot of games if we could have just got that one stop. So that D-line does help. I will say Daniel Jones certainly helps as well. The man only completed a little over 50% of his passes. He was not very good at all. Now, you hope that's because of your defense, right? You hope so. But we know Daniel Jones is not a upper echelon quarterback right now. And I would say neither is Deshaun Watson right now. So I want to see that defensive performance again this week for me to really feel sold on it. But it's progress. It's progress.
I did tell you guys during the game when we were, in the group chat when we were watching the game that Malik Neighbors might have been the difference on that team.
Oh, yeah.
Like if he showed up, because the game was close. The only scoring we had was Joe's run forever. And then the offense just couldn't. I was very discouraged by the offense, to tell you the truth. I just don't see how our defense seemed to take like a huge step forward. And our offense was like, what was it? Like only one of them can play at a time? Like, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Well, I think Burrow kind of said, he got happy feet a lot, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
He got those first couple runs, and obviously the one big one that was the touchdown on that first drive that we had. And that's huge, right? We really needed it. But then it was almost like he had those feet that whole first half.
Yeah.
And, and they were getting pressure. So that was part of it. And they were bringing different looks. They were bringing different guys. They were mixing things up. So I think it had Joe a little frazzled. It just kind of threw everything off. We also had the one I can't remember if that was first half or it was early in the second half where Jamar, the only target that he dropped in the game.
It
was early in the second half, right? And he's like wide open. And I think he was thinking, I'm going to house another one, I'm going to get this ball and take it. And then he didn't catch the ball first. So that one kind of killed a drive there as well. Just a lot of mistakes, right? The Zach Moss fumble, Chase Brown almost had a fumble late in the game. So the offense kind of shot themselves in the foot multiple times, I feel like.
It was almost my fault because I took my shirt off when Yoshi caught that pass, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm like cheering and cheering. I'm like, no, Chase Brown fumble. This isn't happening. But the football gods said, you know what, we're going to cut Greg a break here. Ball rolled right out of bounds. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, Greg sent in a video celebrating Yoshi's catch. Meanwhile, Chase Brown is fumbling the ball as we're all seeing the video. And we're like, Greg, you son of a bitch.
Right. Look what you did, Greg.
Hey,
Chase Brown redeemed himself, which I guess we got to talk about it. He scores the touchdown there, makes it 17-7. Should he have went down at the 1? Probably. Yes. The correct answer is probably should have. Right. At the end of the day, your defense had only given up 7 points, and it gives you a 2-score lead. Yes, it makes it to where the game was not over, right? And they still could have kicked that field goal, potentially got an onside kick, but they missed that field goal and one earlier. But, yeah, overall, I don't have a problem that he scored.
Nah.
Screw it. It was 30-yard touchdown for number 30. And, honestly, his yards per carry outside of that would have been really bad. So, his yards per carry would have been 2.5 if you take out that 30-yard touchdown at the end of the game. You add in that 30-yard touchdown, he ends up 10 carries, 53 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. Looks a hell of a lot better with that last run there.
Yeah,
and then,
you're right.
Zach Moss only had 6 carries for 13 yards, 2.2 per. So they were shutting down our run game for the majority of the game. Chase Brown kind of broke one off there that he fumbled, and then he took one to the house. But other than that, there wasn't a ton of big runs beyond Joe Burrow's scramble, which I don't really count as a running back run.
Let me ask you this, Dale. Where is the Giants' defense rated in the NFL, do you think? Out of 32 teams, how good are they? Is a meter against our offense?
I mean, I should have looked up today.
Sure. They're top 10 for sure. I can't remember exactly where, but I know they're up there.
That's a little encouraging.
I can look it up.
It's a little encouraging, but still, I'm going to go back on what I've been saying for the Joe Burrow era is that doesn't matter what the team is, doesn't matter the defense, we should be putting up 30 points. It's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins.
So Derek was spot on. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
No, go ahead. Was he top 10?
They're 10th because the first stat for defense goes by yards per game given up, and they're 10th. They give up 314 yards per game. Obviously, they're leading the NFL in sacks. They added 4 more against us. They had 22, so 22 plus 4 is 26, kids, if you're keeping score at home with math. So, but yeah, they're top 10 in yards per game given up. Their pass defense is 12th overall with 197.7, and then their run defense is 15th with 116.3. So they're a top top 15 in every category there that really matters in the yards per game, and most of the time how you see. Now, scoring defense, they are 9th as well, so they're only giving up 20 points. They're a top 10 defense. You could basically say, if you're asked, that was a top 10 defense we played. They're the bottom tier of the top 10, but they're a top 10, and they lead the league in sacks.
Joe coming off that field was pissed, man. When that reporter pulled him to the side and she was like, "What about the win?" He was like, "What do you describe that win?" He's like, "Ugly." He's not happy, so he's in there.
One thing I'm going to start looking into and taking into account is defensive coordinators that Joe Burrow has struggled with. That's one thing that I never even thought about until somebody brought it up after the game. And I'm like, because this guy has been with the Tennessee Titans the last however many years, and Joe has seemed to struggle against him.
I mean, in the playoffs, we didn't if he was there when we beat them in the playoffs. So that year we went to the Super Bowl. But then, like, last year's game, we did not do well against them. So I think
we still
you're
beat
going
them, but
yeah.
I
think some games are some games are going to be up and down to me, is the way I see it on offense. You can't be a 30, it's the NFL. But obviously, they got a lot to fix. They basically had 10 points for them, is where they were at.
I want to bring up something, the field goal. Here's why I wasn't worried about the field goal, because what did they say, that guy that was snapping the field goal? Like, he just got picked up and all that. These guys, they worked with each other for a couple of years ago. Dale, what was that whole situation with the place holding? And I'm like, I'm not – if I'm a Giants fan, I'm not comfortable with my field goal kick.
Yeah, their punter was injured, so they just signed this guy, like, literally Saturday, I think, officially to their active roster. But I guess there was some familiarity. And this guy that's been in the league, I didn't think the holds were bad. I just thought the kicker pulled it both times. Okay. I mean, I could be wrong.
No, yeah.
But yeah, it does matter, right? You're used to an entire setup, and it's a new guy. But I remember looking at Marissa, we're watching that game, and I said, man, no one ever misses against us. Because someone just missed against us for once, and that was on that first one, and they missed. And by the second one, she was already asleep, so I couldn't say that on the second one.
You could have said it. She just wouldn't have answered.
Right. I think I said it to you guys in the chat.
Pick the fuck up, Marissa. I got to ask you another question.
But, that's why I wasn't too concerned. I'm like, he's going to miss this again. I said this to myself. He's going to miss it again. And it's same type of kick, and we shifted the other to both the same side.
God. And that's what I was telling Greg before you guys got here, Dale and Derek, is that, man, New York is out of kickers, aren't they? I mean, both teams suck. Their kicking sucked. Like, the guy missed 2 against us, and then last night that guy for the Jets missed 3.
Mm-hmm.
I love the sound of that fucking ball hitting that fucking pole too. Like, bong.
Well, we did offensive game balls and defense. There's a lot of game balls to go around. You guys want to do game balls on defense, or?
Yeah, and I want to start so no one takes mine, because I know Chop would, because his name is Juan Drago. His name is Juan Drago. DJ Turner. He played well overall. So let me see grade-wise here as I'm talking about him. DJ Turner had a 62 overall grade. Coverage grade was right around 60. Tackling grade 76. Run defense 68. I mean, that's damn good for a corner. It was he outplayed Cam Taylor-Britt, at least per PFF. But I thought Cam played better as well, so I'm not sitting here knocking Cam. The whole defense played pretty well. But DJ Turner obviously gets one. It's 4th and 2. There's 3 minutes on the clock. They're at like their 40 to 39 yard line. It's 10-7 at that point. It's a 3-point game. They had gone for it. This was like the 4th time. They had got 2 out of the 3 at that point. And he dives in like Superman and saves the day with a nice pass breakup. Just absolutely huge. And it's a guy who wasn't getting to start. Obviously, that hasn't kept him from working his ass off and keep grinding, because he goes out there. The first week he's back as a full-time starter, and I thought played a great game and comes up with a play that pretty much won the game for us at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, you're right. I might have taken him, but I got to tell you, I'll stick with the Jays. You went with the DJ, and I'm going to go with the BJ.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck don't like?
He's on my list, man. I've got like 3 or 4.
Dude, Dale, look, I don't have the stats, so if you got that list, man, blow out BJ Hill stats, because this dude fucking balled out on Sunday night.
7 tackles
in the backfield, interfering with Daniel Jones the entire fucking game.
7 tackles, 3 solo, 2 passes defense because he was getting his hands up and getting his hands on the ball. 2 quarterback hits. One of those led to the interception by Jermaine Pratt because he hit Daniel Jones on that play. Played 55 snaps, which is 70% of the snaps. So his second week coming back off the hamstring injury, he played a ton of snaps, and he balled out. That's a great game.
I was thinking with BJ Hill, I was like, God, sign him. Because is this a contract year for him too?
I think he might be under contract for another year.
Oh, I hope
think
so, man. I was having reader flashbacks.
But I could be wrong.
How good he was playing.
All right, I'll give you my game ball. Andrew Thomas, one of the best offensive tackles in the league. Trey Hendricks said 24 pass rushing snaps, 2 sacks, 1 QB hit. I'm sold on Trey Hendrickson also for the game ball. Right?
About time,
you can't have
Trey.
2 sacks and 1 QB hit. He had 3 quarterback hits, by the way. 2 of those were sacks.
Thank you.
Just FYI.
I'm glad you're finally sold on Trey Hendrickson. He's
No. I'm just kidding. But no, Trey Hendrickson. That's another game ball you got to throw out there against the best, one of the best OTs in the league the last couple of years.
Man, who are you going to pick now, Derek?
So it's funny.
I got bad news. BJ Hill will be a free agent.
Yeah,
I knew it. I
no.
fucking knew it.
None of y'all actually picked mine, but
And he'll be 30. And he'll be
I was
30,
sitting
so you
here-
know the Bengals are.
I was sitting here with 2 of them and trying to decide between the 2. So I'll just say the Kins brothers, Sheldon Rankins and Chris.
What the fuck?
Both of those guys on the interior. Nobody caught my dad joke. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of those.
Yeah. I had
those
Trey
guys on the
Hendrickson, BJ
interior,
Hill, and
I
DJ
thought
Turner.
they
So,
were out.
yeah. So I was with Chop and Greg. Those guys, I mean, stat-wise and PFF-wise, Chris Jenkins only had 1 tackle, and he was the lowest graded defender on the team. So Derek gives him a game ball.
Yeah. Well, he can only hold it with 1 hand right now, too.
But his tackling grade was 68.7, but his run defense was 56.4. But I will agree that I think Chris Jenkins does so many things that doesn't show up on a stat sheet, right? Like there's one play where he just knocked the piss out of this guard that was blocking somebody else. He's just a disruptive guy.
Yep.
He's a gap control guy. He knows how to play good run defense. He knows how to do his job. He's a good guy of doing his job.
Exactly.
And it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. So I agree with you, Derek. I had to give you a hard time because you look at the PFF grades. He's the lowest rated guy.
Dale just likes to give Derek hard things.
I haven't even looked at the PFF grades. I was just going off of the rewatches, but I just thought both of those guys kind of popped off the page as like, and like you said, it wasn't like they were doing anything. It just they was back there being disrupted.
Yeah, and having the rotation, having the bodies, as I mentioned earlier, is definitely huge. And I'll say, like, Rankins only had 2 tackles, but if you look at his PFF grade, Derek, his pass rush specifically, because that's why we signed him. I mean, his run defense is 55.6, which isn't like atrocious. We had Zach Carter getting in the 20s before we cut him. But his pass rush grade was 65.7. You'll take that every week from Sheldon Rankins. I know there was one clip where he just did a nasty-ass spin move, and Daniel Jones had to get rid of the ball in the end zone. And this is Sheldon Rankins' first game back off of that hamstring, so I think he'll look even better this week. So, yeah. And that's 2 guys, Derek, that you could say, what's a key for next week already against the Browns? Those 2 guys right there, because Nick Chubb's probably going to be back. Plus, if you can get some pressure on Deshaun Watson, he'll make some silly mistakes. We know the guy's a jackass fucking idiot anyways.
Hey, let me ask you this, though, as long as we're talking about the Browns. Sending out Amari Cooper, are they having a fire sale, or is this like a strategic move? Because if they're having a fire sale, they got 2 more players.
They should go ahead and trade Myles Garrett.
Yes.
Yes. And Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb. Might as well.
Hey, Dale, do you want me to wrap this up and send it to you, man? I know I promised you, man. I shared the other half with my boss. So do you want me to send this to you in the mail?
No, because I know that's got all kinds of stuff on it, Greg. There ain't no way that's a Philly cheesesteak with just, I ain't about that life, man. Give me just the cheese and a Philly cheesesteak, man.
Oh.
But listen, I put the code in just to check, which I ain't going to eat it because,
No, you have to order in store. Their online thing didn't work. You have to order it in store.
For me, it let me put the code in.
All right, well, that's what the guy told me.
I'm just saying. Here in Portsmouth, I'm probably like 1 of 5 Bengals fans down here.
What's the code? What are you talking about, a code?
So you could get Penn Station. You can get a large sub, which I think the large sub is $13.99, but it's BOGO because the Bengals won. You put in code. What is the code? It's like something 24.
Yeah, like I say,
you can look it up. You can put the Penn Station BOGO code, and it'll pop it up. It might be Houday24, but I don't want to say the wrong code. But you can just type that in and put it up. When you go to checkout at your order, which, Greg, maybe you have to do it in store for Cincinnati area, but I do know the code worked online. I didn't order anything, but I just wanted to see if it worked, being 2 hours away from Cincinnati.
Yeah, no, you get a small sub free. Yeah, if you order a large sub,
I will say,
$13.99, you get a small free.
Oh, you only get a small sub. See, it let me put that code in with 2 large subs, so I might have been able to cheat the fucking system, boys, and didn't even know it.
They know out there in Portsmouth they got to hook you guys in there.
What?
There's only a couple of you and Wade.
And it is Houday24. Yeah. That's what I thought. So thank you, Tina.
And I will say this: I heard that the only way the code works is if you subscribe to Bengals and Brews.
That's a fact. Yeah, if you subscribe and put your notifications on Bengals and Brews, and the Bengals win at Penn Station, Houday24 will get you a buy a large sub and get at least a small sub free, unless you're in Portsmouth. And then you get a large sub with a large sub.
I mean,
T. Brookie, you got no chance. With Huntington is not technically that far from me compared to a lot of things. I could probably get to Huntington in a little over an hour, at least an hour and a half, depending where at in Huntington.
Probably you give that code there and they spit in your fucking sandwich.
But yeah, there is a lot of and down here. There's a lot of Steelers fans and Browns. Yeah. Like I picked up a pizza. I picked a pizza up on Saturday, and this lady's from Kentucky. She's working at our Giovanni's here. Shout out 3rd Street Giovanni's, West Portsmouth. Free shout outs, why not?
Yeah.
But anyway, because she was like, "Oh, I like your card." When I went to pay, it's a Bengals card, And she was like, "Yeah, there's not that many Bengals fans and stuff, and I don't see that many Bengals fans." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I don't understand why." I was like, "Cause I mean, the Steelers always won, so that's why there's always a shitload of Steelers fans." And then you just got idiots that like the Browns. So
I mean, to be honest, the Bengals got some. They got a lot more fans with Joe Burrow. I mean, all of a sudden we went national. So, I mean, that's what happens when you got a team that people are excited about. That's why the fucking Cowboys had a dynasty. Their America's team got a big following. The Steelers got a big following. The Patriots got a big following with the Tom Brady era. That's the way it goes. The Bengals.
Maybe we need to take over Huntington, guys, because Ross is 45 minutes away from Huntington. How far are you guys away? T. Brookie says it's 46 minutes. Now, I think it takes me close to an hour a lot of times. But you may be right. I could maybe get there. I know I could probably get to South Point, and it's a little past South Point. South Point, probably 45 minutes from where I live. Yes, the Portsmouth Spartans, T. Brookie. You are correct.
That's right.
Absolutely.
We don't forget here. We get reminded constantly from Dale about the Portsmouth Spartans that are now the Detroit Lions.
That's correct.
So technically, Dale never lost DJ Reader. He just
I don't see him in the chat, but speaking of Huntington, West Virginia, we do know fellow supporters Tyler Bulls from down there. I want to wish a pre-happy birthday, Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, we could have a Bengals and Brews live show meetup or something in Huntington, West Virginia. That's the spot, guys. That's the spot.
But no, Tyler Bulls lives down there. I want to say his birthday's tomorrow, so happy pre-birthday, Tyler.
Happy birthday. He's probably celebrating right now, getting a little.
He'll at least listen later. He's, if you don't watch us live and your friends can't be here at 3:30s on normally Mondays and Fridays, the show Derek puts in time and effort to put it on several podcasts that you can listen to.
Yeah.
You just can't see Greg's beautiful fucking beard growing in. You can't see the reason that we're winning.
If I had been to Camden Park, Crib Keeper, it would have been when I was little, and I don't remember it because I do know that my parents would talk about going to Camden Park, but it might have been with my sisters. And then I was born, and they said, "We ain't taking that little prick to Camden Park." I'm guessing that's what happened.
Right.
And all right, we'll stick with the defense, then we'll go through some stats and stuff. But we talked about, our game balls on defense. A couple other people to mention. We kind of mentioned Cam Taylor-Britt, 7 tackles, all solo tackles, 2 passes defense. So he played a lot better, right? I mean, just eye test wise, and his PFF grade wasn't bad, 59.2. It's still want to see that better. The first couple weeks he was killing it. So not bad for him. Geno Stone, 7 tackles, 2 solo. Not really noticeable in a good or bad way necessarily again, but the stat sheet wise and the PFF grades show up a lot better. 60.9 overall. His tackling grade, which has been in the 30s, was 87.3. So apparently when he was around the ball, he was able to make tackles. So you guys know I've been hard on Geno Stone because he's still rated, even with that game, he's still rated next to last PFF overall safeties. He is like, yeah, it's not great.
Let me just say
he had a solid game, so good for him.
Let me say here real quick, like at the beginning of the game when they're introducing the defensive line, now I didn't even notice it until this game, but at least on Sunday Night Football, now they put where they're ranked in their position underneath their name.
I saw that.
And when Cincinnati's defense was rolling through, and they're like their defense, I was like, what the fuck? This is horrible.
They were honestly, that 79th out of 80 is generous because the one I looked at, he was dead last, tied with another guy. So there must have been a tiebreaker that made him 79th out of 80, but that was last week.
Security number, like they're dead last, but who's got the higher social security number?
Yeah, and these guys are right. That's another guy that we need to talk about is Mike Hilton because they blitzed him off the edge some. He was great.
Yes.
And honestly, his snap-wise, I'd like to see him get more. He got 65%. Now, I understand you want to keep him kind of fresh, but he's so much better than Jalen Davis. I want to see Josh Newton get more of the other snaps that Hilton's not getting. I think that would be a good rotation. But, yeah, Mike Hilton, man, he's going to make it tough again, right? He struggled some, but he is coming on. And when he's out there, he makes a huge difference. He's just good all around, a very, very solid tackler, great blitzer. Solid in coverage. He had a good pass breakup, I remember. I think that was also on the other fourth down that we got to stop on. So, huge game for Mike Hilton. And honestly, it's going to be hard not to extend him another year if he's willing to do it because you don't want to lose that. I feel like, we lost Reader, who's always highly PFF grade, this, that, and the other, just a solid veteran. And he come out and said, we're playing shitty. So, I get the criticism. And they went out there and they played better. It's a guy I don't want to lose. So, if anything, I'd love to give him a 1-year extension like we did with Teddy Karras. If we could do that, that'd be great.
And shout out to Mike Hilton for having that players-only meeting because I don't know what the fuck they said in there, but the boys came out and played a lot better, much better on Sunday night.
Well, was he out the week before, guys? Wasn't he out against the Ravens? Am I wrong?
He was.
No.
So
he did play.
He played. He was out the game before.
Okay, so I know that Jalen Davis got a lot of snaps still. So that's why I couldn't remember. I think that Hilton did play like you said, but then they still gave Jalen Davis a lot more of those snaps last week because I think Hilton was still pretty dinged up.
Hey, I want to give another honorable mention. Sam Hubbard. I mean, for weeks 1 through 3, 45.8 defensive grade, 38.2 PFF tackling grade, 60.7 PFF run defensive grade, 42.7 PFF pass grade. But 4 through 6, 68.9 defensive grade, 67.1 tackling, 66.2 run defense, 51 pass rush grade. Shout out to Willie Lutz for tweeting this out. But Sam Hubbard has been getting better too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been huge.
It's because he's in less. To be honest,
that's true. In a rotation,
he's in less. I feel like, this was the first game with our rotation back. So, is that the difference?
I think it helps. And this is I don't remember Sam getting this little amount of snaps. 49%. He didn't even get over 50%. Osai actually got 51% to his 49. Now, Osai needs to step the fuck up. Yeah. He's listed with 3 tackles, but he did not have a good game. His PFF grades, he was one of the lowest guys again. Him, Jalen Davis, and I mentioned Chris Jenkins, who I think does more than what shows up there. But, yeah, I mean, and Ryan saying 3-year extension for Hendrickson. Yes, please. Sign me up. I don't think he's going to fall off. 2 years, 3 years, give him whatever he wants.
He's going to be paid, though. He's going to
be Dale, the real reason Sam Hubbard's playing well because the locker finally is at your place. That we finally got the locker at your place. That's why.
True.
Ross ain't wrong, man. Come on, Mike Brown, you Forbes bastard. Don't be stingy.
Yeah, spread the love.
Does Marissa keep her toys in there?
No, I actually threw a bunch away the other day because I never use them, so I threw them away. I needed the backpack for hiking. Boys had to go. The old porn videos had to go. All went in the trash.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Jonathan Clark here. He's got our whole division besides Cleveland going into the playoffs again.
Yeah, the Steelers, man. I don't know about the Steelers, to be honest. This potential switch to Russell Wilson, I think, is going to bite him in the ass. I don't get it, man. Justin Fields,
why you do that. He's playing great.
Well, he's not playing great, but you don't need him to play great. Like that defense he's playing good enough, and his ability to scramble gives them a dimension that they need.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. His ability to scramble. I don't think Russell Wilson can do that anymore. I mean, I could be wrong, but
yeah, I don't think he can't do it like Justin Fields. Not hardly anyone can.
Yeah.
I mean, also Russell Wilson is not on this team next year. Justin Fields, they got a shot to see what they got because this is his last year on his rookie contract. They didn't extend him out after they got the trade, right? So this is his last year on his rookie contract. So if you don't see what you got, why? I mean, are you just letting both of them walk at the end of the season? I just don't understand. Look, I fucking hate the Steelers, but that's usually a very well-run organization. But right now, I don't know what the fuck they're doing at the quarterback. It's very odd to me.
Well, I could see if they do make the switch to Russ that it won't last long. They lose a couple games, and they turn right back to Fields and name him the starter for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Then they do keep him.
Like, how many wins do they got right now?
They're 4-2.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck, man? And we're 2-4.
Yeah, we got a ways to go, man.
Look, you climb out. You have to start with that one step.
You had to get that win. You had to get one win to get a 2-game win streak. We haven't won 2 in a row yet. This is the week to do it against Cleveland. Obviously, there's some dysfunction going on. Deshaun has not played well. They're one of the worst offenses in the league, especially passing. Now, they play well against us. And they still do have a very good defense, and that defense is getting much healthier. They were without like 3 safeties last week, so their top 3 safeties were out. They should potentially all be back this week. And their D-line is very good, obviously. Myles Garrett goes without saying. Zadarius Smith is very good on the opposite end. Then they picked up Dalvin Tomlinson in the middle, and Shelby Harris, the ageless wonder, who I was hoping we'd get a few years back, has been with Cleveland for 2 or 3 years now. He is a good player. So that whole D-line is very good for the Browns. And we saw the pressure and the happy feet for Joe. We're going to need to score points against these guys still.
Yeah,
we can't rely on the defense to only give up 7. You just can't.
And last year, wasn't that their defense was ranked number 1 last year, wasn't it? Is that true?
The Browns, they're not ranked near that high this year.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
the talent's there. The talent's still there.
Exactly.
Koromoa at linebacker. Like, they've got a whole hell of a lot of talent on that defense, especially. Now, the offense, like I said, struggling. But how much can Nick Chubb give them? Jerome Ford went out last week. Is he out? But they got Deontay Foreman. They got Pierre Strong. They got a bunch of running backs. I don't know how much Chubb plays in his first game back in a year. But if he gets going, watch out, right? Chubb's a dangerous player, and that could open up their offense.
Well, Greg's favorite player up there, Jerome Ford, he's not doing bad either.
Yeah, he went out with an injury. That's what I saw. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be back this week or not. I haven't looked into their injury report yet. It's only Tuesday, so we'll obviously know more about that by the time we do a show Friday on all of that, and we'll dive more into that game. Offense, which wasn't great, I will say, Burrow still 19 for 28, almost 68%, only 200 yards. He had the 55 yards rushing. We gave up 4 sacks. I already mentioned the running backs, and T was 77 yards. Jamar was 72 yards. Yoshivas with 36 yards. So Yoshi, that's a good top 3 wide receivers. There's not many teams, honestly, that should be able to stop us. But I will say the Browns do have probably the best secondary to match up with us.
Yeah.
With Emerson and Ward, and who's the other guy?
He's number 0, right?
I do not know.
Oh, shit.
My camera froze, so I can't talk.
But
who are the
Newsom? Greg Newsom.
Greg, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the LSU kid.
Newsom, Emerson. No, he's not LSU. Newsom, Emerson, and Ward.
You're thinking of Delprin, who the safety from LSU.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Trap's favorite player.
I was just going to say the other thing you got to think about too is the fact that they're going to run the shit out of the ball will limit our possessions as well. So
right. Yeah, but our run defenses look very much improved for 2 weeks overall, especially against the running backs. Now, we saw Daniel Jones get some carries. We obviously went up against Lamar. Deshaun will probably be scrambling a lot too, so you're going to have to keep him in check in the run game as part of it as well.
Hey, let me ask you this, though. Do you think, and then this could be part of the game too, is like, man, the players know what the fuck is up. They know that it's shitty. They just traded away Amari Cooper. I mean, do they go out there and play a fucking 100%? Or are they kind of like, this fucking sucks, man? You know what I'm saying?
Get a lead. Go up 2 scores. Go up 10, go up 14, and see if they quit, because it wouldn't surprise me if they quit in that scenario. Now they're at home, and they have this hatred against us and play well against us. So if it's close early or they get a lead, I think they'll feed off that. But I do think if you can get a 2-score lead on these guys at some point by the second quarter, late in the second quarter, I think you could see us run away with this one potentially if that happened.
Yeah, and no matter how bad they feel about the team, Myles Garrett ain't going to slow down 1%. That fucking dude is full speed all the time. He doesn't give a shit. I mean, he's like, doesn't matter what the record is, he's going to go out there and play hard.
Hey, I'm gonna give a quick shout out. Happy birthday, Andre Yosibas. If you're watching this, I'm gonna wish you a very special happy birthday.
Great, happy birthday,
and happy birthday to Cam Taylor-Britt also.
Oh, both of their birthdays?
Yeah.
They share a birthday?
Yeah, they do. The Bengals wish Cam Taylor-Britt a happy birthday, but they didn't wish Yosibas a happy birthday.
What day is it?
October 15th, because also, happy heavenly birthday to my father. They share a birthday with my
Hey, happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
I don't know anybody born on October 15th, so I apologize. I feel like I've let you down.
Yeah, what else you guys want to talk about? I mean, there's not. If you look at offensive line, Kappa, like I kind of mentioned, was kind of the weakest link of the line this week, but he had put 2 or 3 games in a row together, so I'm hoping he bounces back.
Dale, let's make another shout out. Let's make another.
Don't start. If Cordell,
what the fuck?
Are we going to talk about this, or because
talk about what
you left and came back?
Came back.
Oh, if Cordell Bolton don't stop stepping on Joe Burrow and other linemen, I just feel like he's getting pushed into other linemen. He's getting pushed back into Burrow, stepping on his feet. I mean, what do you do with a guy like that?
You give Burrow some steel-toed fucking Black Panda fucking cleats. That's what you do. Can he wear steel toe out there?
Put them composite toes on.
There you go, man.
But yeah, I mean, he's playing pretty well. Volson is overall. He had I think it was the Chiefs. He had a really bad game, but overall, Volson has been pretty good this year. But yeah, the stepping on the foot, that kind of cost us a touchdown to Yoshi on that one because Burrow couldn't step into the throw. And we kind of wondered, like, man, that just came out of his hand wrong. No, he got stepped on.
Joe's got some fucking custom Red Wing cleats coming out for this next game.
Hey, but Dale, I think when you throw one honorable mention, right now, once again, we were backed up. He is a 75-yard punt. We finally found
Rico, you're thinking of the Lions center, Frank Ragnow. You're still mad about that Billy Price pick.
I'm still firm by that. But right now, yes.
Ryan Rico. Uncle Rico.
Sorry. Rico, hey, shout out to him, man. We were backed up, and he boomed a 75-yard punt. Was it 75 yards on that one punt?
He's playing like an all-pro.
Yeah.
Well, Matt called it a 75-yard. It was a 55-yard punt.
Okay, Isn't Brad Robbins is back on the 53 now too, right?
No,
he can go in there and hold. Rico can punt. Fuck it, we're good.
What are you talking about? Brad Robbins being back? He ain't back.
Didn't they put him part of the 53 again?
They cut his ass.
They cut him.
They had to bring him up. Coming off of injury reserve, they had to bring him up, and then they cut him the next day.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Where you at right now, Chop?
Outer space?
That was a long time ago.
God dang it, I slept really long.
It's all right, Jeff.
Well, I guess that theory's gone, but he could come hold it. I mean, they could make him an offer.
But I will say, Rico, too, it wasn't just that long punt. It was the punts that they pinned inside the 15, around the 10, like multiple of those in that second half. So he's playing great, man. The hang time's great. And Tyson Anderson, you got to shout him out, too.
Yes.
2 great special teams tackles on 2 of those punts where they basically get no return on 2 bombs. It's a great system those 2 got going. Let's keep it up because don't want the Browns to get any cheap scores off anything like that, because that could give them momentum, too.
I believe that guy in Kansas City had to give away the punt god name, and he could be the punt king, but the punt god is here in Cincinnati now.
He ain't punt shit, man. Fuck that guy.
Right, but he ain't the punt god, that's for sure. Not with Ryan fucking Rico out there.
That's right. All pro, man. He's right now. He should be the all pro as a punter. I know he hasn't been in the league long, and he needs to keep this up the rest of the season. But right now, he is punting like an all pro, best punter in the league.
Yes.
Period.
And if he doesn't get all pro, here's why.
Because he plays for the Bengals.
Yeah, he plays for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
reason
no,
for
no,
Dillon
bring up
not
Tyson.
in the Hall of Fame and Kenny Anderson because fucking NFL hates us.
Yeah, Dale, thank you for bringing up Tyson Anderson, man. Every time they got that ball, man, he let you have it. When that first hit, man, you definitely, Tyson, thank you for so much for bringing up Tyson Anderson.
Yeah, and our run defense, though, overall, because like I said, we held Derrick Henry in check last week up until the overtime run. If it wasn't for that, I mean, he was like 2 or 3 yards per carry. So on Tyrone Tracy, who Greg loves, 17 carries, 50 yards, only 2.9 yards per carry. You would take that all day, every day, if that's what you're giving up to a starting running back for a team. Right. And if a team's going to carry it with that guy 15, 20 times, and you hold him under 3 yard per carry average. Now, Tracy did some damage as a pass catcher with 6 catches for 57 yards. Yeah. So you need to keep that in check going forward, that teams don't start doing that more, because Eckler kind of gave us some of that against Washington. So you definitely need to be aware and be able to stop that on the outside. But overall, the run defense the past 2 weeks have shown a lot of signs of life. And I think that is the rotation. That's guys like McKinley Jackson, B.J. Hill being back. That's Chris Jenkins, even though it doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. He does his job. So shout out to the run defense in general. It's nice to be able to have that. And that's going to help your back end guys too. Now, we do need to get more pressure overall. But Trey, obviously an animal, 2 sacks. We need to get more pressure, though, from guys like Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai. We need those secondary DNs to really step up a little more. If we could get those guys playing better, this could be a dangerous defensive line.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think with how bad the defense has been.
And Max Crosby, too. Maybe we get him going.
We're not getting Max
Let me ask you this. Here's something to look at here. KJ Henry. Cowboys got him off our practice squad. And look at the Lions. They lose Aiden Hutchinson. They got what was his name?
Isaiah Thomas.
I mean, but my question to you is, how come we didn't give any of those guys a chance off the practice squad?
I mean, KJ Henry got a little bit of a chance early in the season, but it wasn't much of one, right? He didn't get enough snaps to really evaluate and tell what he was. And it's just kind of weird because you actually signed him to your active roster, you signed him off the practice squad. I feel like he should have got a bigger chance because I think he just had a sack this week too, which obviously the Cowboys got destroyed by the Lions, so who knows, whatever. But I do think KJ Henry is a guy that's very talented. Now, Isaiah Thomas, I don't know. He was a former Browns draft pick. Like you said, the Lions snagged him up now, so he's off our practice squad. But, I mean, we can't give Cedric – Cedric Johnson's inactive, and I love him. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Maybe, though, Cedric Johnson – that's why we're not giving those guys time. But Cedric Johnson looked good the one game he got some snaps. I would like to see him be active and maybe add to that rotation, especially if Joseph Osai specifically is not going to give you any pressure, because that's where you need it, right? Rotating with Sam. If you could get Cedric Johnson and Miles Murphy as your 2 backup guys, I think that would be a lot better. But maybe Joseph Osai will surprise us and step it up, but haven't seen shit from him yet. What do you think, Chop?
Man.
So,
dude, I'm sidetracked. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I see in your face and you're just shaking your head, and I'm like, man, what is he thinking about? He's got to be thinking about titties.
It ain't got nothing to do with football, man.
You think about your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
5 years, man. It could be the night, guys. Let's go. We're all wishing you good luck, buddy. We're wishing you good luck.
When I turned my camera off earlier, she came down and gave me a little show. Yeah. She let
Look at that grin on his face, man. You can't
let me peep the fit. You know what I'm saying?
Chop. All right, Chop. Let's go, buddy. Destiny year back on. That's
I know
real.
it is Destiny year. I'm
surprised. I'm surprised you're not wearing the shirt.
It was my personal Destiny year, and look.
Yeah, you're personal.
Woo!
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I'm
great.
a little sidetracked here, man.
That's fine. Hey, we're an hour in. I don't blame you, man. It's go time, right? Or you got to wait?
Right,
like you got to wait till later? You just.
Oh, we're gonna go do some shit.
Oh, okay.
I
bet you are. Yeah, I bet you are.
He's a bed.
All right, so I got one last question to ask. What do you guys think? Do you guys think you just call it an off game for Burrow?
I mean, if you consider an off game,
Go Burrow.
If that's an off game, then I'll take it.
No, he was still fine, but there was one play specifically that's rolling through my head, and that was the one he got the intentional grounding call, where T had his man beat, and Burrow didn't let it rip, and I wondered why.
I will say this about that intentional grounding call, like Burrow probably he goddamn ran 5 miles before he threw the ball.
Yeah, he didn't think he was still in the same place that he started in the pocket.
Yeah, he probably thought it wasn't intentional grounding because the dude ran 100 fucking yards before he threw it. I mean, doesn't excuse it, but still. I personally, Dale said it too, I don't have the scout's eye. You know what I'm saying? Like Dale, Santori, Derek, you guys have a scout's eye. You can look at people and say, oh, that first step is explosive. Oh, this and that. But I got to tell you, without my scout's eye, I thought Joe's getting a little excited in the pocket still. I saw some passes that he missed that it looked like he had another, like almost a whole second. Like, I know it doesn't sound like much, but in quarterback speak, like a second is a lot of time. I mean, Joe's getting the ball out in like less than 3 seconds. Like 2-point-some seconds is Joe's average. So a second is a huge increase. And I felt like a couple times, like, yes, he would have gotten hit, but he had time to stay in there a little bit longer, and he took off and started running backwards or whatever.
I thought he had the happy feet, and he started scrambling too quick. And, he said that, especially in the first half, and then he finally got in the rhythm. He was just out of rhythm, and he admitted that. And I'm going to take Burrow at his word because I think he's pretty fair about himself and his play. And, I'd just call it an off day. I don't have an issue with calling it an off day, but an off day is still almost 70% passing, 200 yards passing, and 50-plus yards rushing. I think Deshaun Watson would love to have an off day like that.
Yeah, Chris, we're talking about football, though. Hey, 2.6 seconds tonight might be a record.
Yeah. Chop might start the stopwatch, end the stopwatch. It's over.
Boom, as fast as you can hit, like, pow, pow. Yeah.
Might need to do a little pregame.
I'm going to get happy feet, too. Feet, not feet.
Yeah, I seen Taylor mention about Eric All should be the starter, and he pretty much is. But I will say, snap count-wise, it was down this week. He didn't lead the team in snaps. That was Drew Sample with 26, but he still had 23 snaps. So the difference, 49% and 43%. And Gesicki had 36%, and Hudson had 8%. So he's still right there as basically a starter. But give me more. Give me 60% Eric All because he's just such a good blocker, and I think he can make plays in the passing game too. He only had 2 catches for 10 yards, but that one, he fought his ass off to get to the first down. So he's a guy, he gets the ball in his hands, and I think we haven't even seen what he can be as a pass catcher yet, and he's a great blocker. So more Eric All. Yeah. More Eric All. I'm all for that.
Gesicki up against freaking Burns. What the hell was that?
Yeah, Gesicki trying to block anybody. Brian Burns, I mean, obviously you don't want him against Brian Burns, I agree, but Gesicki blocking anybody is not going to be great. He's just not. It's not.
Gesicki blocking my grandma, not great, and she's dead. Yeah. I mean, you got 2 guys that can block their ass off. Dale's favorite player, Drew Sample, and dude, the last name says it all, literally all. Eric All. He can do it all.
Yeah, he even helped Chase Brown up into the stands. He pushed him up into the stands when he didn't nail his jump right away.
Our rookie tight end, isn't he the highest rated tight end on our team?
I'm pretty sure. I actually think
I thought that somebody.
I think I have that for Friday. So, but I can look at it real quick. So yeah, per PFF, me, he is 24th out of 72 tight ends.
Wow.
And Gesicki is 26 out of 72. So not far behind as far as those rankings, but his is going to be mostly pass catching. Eric All's a little of everything. And then Drew Sample, we're talking Drew Sample getting the most snaps at tight end. PFF grade-wise, now I know he's still a pretty good blocker, but he's 66 out of 72 tight ends. So you telling me he couldn't make sure Eric All's getting some more of those snaps? I mean, I just think he's a better blocker, obviously a better receiver than Drew Sample. There's no reason that I wouldn't give him more. You could still get Sample in there. But
do I remember Eric All having a really good catch at that game on Sunday night? Man, I'm trying to remember.
He basically had one that went nowhere, and then another one that went like 10 yards for a first down. Yeah. Like he fought for it. That's what I was saying. He fought his ass off to make that a first down, and that's what he does. He only had the 2 catches, 3 targets. One was batted down by the D lineman. I like that play because Chase was out and Higgins out, and I go, well, everyone and their mother knows we're running the ball here. And we actually ran a play to where we were going to dump it to All, but the defensive end made a great play on that one.
I love Eric All.
Yes,
I'm telling you, that dude is I feel like, I mean, at this point, other than Jermaine Burton, our draft is really hitting.
Yes.
If we win 2 in a row, oh, my God, we might all show up. We might all show up naked on the stream Monday.
Hey, and then we'll go for our own personal three-peat. 3 in a row. That'd be nice.
Yeah, let's just go for 2 right now, right?
Hey, Dale, it's like being a teacher. Take it one question at a time.
Yep. And Derek's right. So he's saying that the whiteout game has now been moved against the Eagles. So the next home game on, I believe, October 27th is now a 1 p.m. game, if anyone hasn't seen that yet. So it was scheduled to be like 4:15 or one of 4 something, right? And now it's a 1 o'clock game. They moved Commanders and Bears over us and the Eagles. Kind of odd to me. My conspiracy theory hat on here, to borrow from Tigress Talk, would say that the NFL, which is hand in hand with Vegas, some people say, well, they know we're going to lose. They know how to set these lines. Maybe they think we're going to lose. Because if they thought we were going to be 3-4 with a chance to go to 4-4 at home, why would they change that game from us and the Eagles? The Eagles are a pretty solid team too.
Yeah.
I think they're over 500. So
I don't get
because Jaden Daniels is greater than Caleb Williams, and
they just want to show
that later.
I mean, I get it.
The number 2 pick. It's a good story, whatever. But they pissed me off, the NFL, because I picked up a goddamn 4-hour shift that night, man, because I thought the game was at 4 something. Now, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I do, honestly, for me personally, I much prefer, especially going to the games, that to have the game at 1, because that's a late night for me. Otherwise, if the game starts at 4 something, and I got to drive 2 hours home. So I personally love the fact that the game's at 1. But I'm still trying to put my conspiracy theory hat on. But, hey, we've been on prime time, right? We've been on prime time a couple times already this year. We'll be back on prime time. I'm not worried about it. We're just coming off of prime time against the Giants. So maybe they saw that performance against the Giants and they go, oh, shit, man, we expected the Bengals to do more than that in prime time. So we're going to flex this 4 p.m. national game time out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did see coverage for the game was going to be like 70%. So T. Brookie's saying, yeah, give CBS a bigger audience at the 1 p.m. time slot. Yeah, it's like more viewers will be on that game nationally than if they had that 4 o'clock game is what I think I saw too. So whatever, works out. And you just got to win, right? I just want to win. I don't care what time we play.
Just win, baby.
I don't care if it's midnight, man. If we get the wins, we got to start stacking them. And it starts in Cleveland, in that shithole known as Cleveland. We got to go up there, that Team Up North NFL edition, and beat them.
Ohio's
Portland by the lake.
Yes. So I got nothing else today, boys. I know we got a show Friday.
I got one more thing, though. Let me just say this. So it's 2 week in advance notice so everybody can get ready. Make sure you stop down lot 1 on that 1 o'clock game, all right? Because that's where we're going to have the brand new Bengals and Brews koozies.
And Midwest Best Barbecue will be catering to us.
Talk about the koozie, Greg. We already talked about Midwest Best. Tim and Nicole already got their time. Settle down. No, but we will have Midwest Best.
Yes.
But the new
Midwest Best barbecue is very good. So stop down and have some barbecue and Get you one of these nice ass koozies.
You can put your 50 West beer in one of these things, and it's guaranteed to stay cooler longer.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're good quality.
So you got your 50 West.
It's
a ballgame. 50 West into the Bengals Brews koozie while you're eating a Midwest Best barbecue chicken wing. Boom. What could go wrong? And you never know. Maybe we're playing the Eagles. Maybe Jason Kelsey will show up because Project Game Day has a garage beer, and he's part of that. I'm just saying. I don't know that. No one's told me that. But what if Jason Kelsey? I've seen Jason Kelsey at like all kinds of tailgates lately. Will he be at this one?
Word on the street is maybe, probably, who knows?
Maybe, probably, who knows? Potentially.
Maybe, probably, who knows?
Maybe Joe Burrow is going to stop down.
And I also promise you we will not drop a camera either at this tailgate.
We already know Orlando Brown would be down there for some Midwest Best barbecue wings if he could, because we almost talked him into that last year. So
it's going to happen.
Might have to tell Zeus.
I think he was on his way out the door, and they just stopped him at the last minute. Somebody, like one last security guard he would have passed, he would have been in the parking lot, but the last one got him, pulled him back. Hey, I want to say this about Orlando Brown, too. This dude's having a really good fucking season this year, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Midwest Best, while the whiteout game may not be like the greatest plan we've ever had, or is it? Maybe that's the good luck we need. You go in with your whiteout, Midwest Best barbecue sauce, so you get hungry during the game, you lick your fucking shirt, lick your white shirt, it still tastes like Midwest Best on there.
You don't have to leave the seat. You got a little snack.
We're winning for sure that game.
Let me give you all a tip of advice. When I was at the Wild game one year, I had a Skyline Chili and Bengals captain gave me a tip. I will give you all a tutorial right now. I think this is a win-win. You eat like this. You just bend down like this, and you're good to go.
That's also how you take it in the ass.
I was going to say, we're going to see Greg bent over like this in the parking lot around me and Chop. What do you guys think is going to happen? I don't know. At least 3 fingers. At least 3 of those right on up in the pooper.
Make sure you're backed into a car or something.
No, Greg, take that position down there. I'm giving you some fucking sloppy ass wings down there, but you're going to bend the fuck over and eat them things.
I guess I walked into that one.
You bent into that one.
Well, Dale.
That's right. That's how you get 3 fingers in your
Dale, I bet you would like to get inside of me too.
Well, I probably will when you're all bent over there in a couple weeks.
If you bend over like that, who knows? Hey, is this next game? I'm just asking, like, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I know that the last game, everybody was wearing that crucial catch stuff still. Is this the one where they're going to encourage everybody to wear pink for breast cancer awareness?
What's the whiteout game?
That's what I'm saying.
They can't do that. You can't.
I fucking went out and got my first fitted hat ever. I picked the right size, measured my head for breast cancer awareness, and then I realized it's a whiteout game.
Well, they rang the bell last time, so you kind of missed it.
That was for crucial catch, though. That was like regular cancer. This is specific cancer to the titties. This is titty cancer. So
they probably figured they covered it all.
The crucial catch, they did the big cancer umbrella now. They don't do specific cancers like breast cancer.
I mean, the girls were wearing pink, so
I missed my chance, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear the
well,
pink
you
hat.
could still wear white and just wear the pink hat.
Dale, you already know my whiteout outfit. What is it?
You're naked? Just your body?
No.
White body? You're Ocho Cinco. Yeah.
That's right. And it's Halloween, so I got to go down there. I got to find my foreskin.
We'll see if I decide to participate. We had that whiteout game that one time. I wore a black hoodie, but I do have a white Bengals and Brews hoodie, and I have the white Cincy hat. I have an outfit for it, but will I choose to participate? Time will tell.
You look good in it too. I saw a picture.
Would you?
Oh yeah, dude. Especially like it'll last longer too, because tonight I'm gonna, I'm gonna break the seal.
Yeah, don't think of me during, because you want to try to last. Like think of something else.
I get my stamina
baseball.
Up. You know what I mean? Get my stamina up.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in on this Monday/Tuesday, because we didn't have a show yesterday. So we're that much closer though to a Friday show, and we're that much closer to a game Sunday. So there we go. We got to win. We're in the win column, 2-4, still climbing our way out. But hey, can't win 2 without winning 1. Let's go. Very excited. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I love y'all. Who dey, baby.